Okay, und herzlich willkommen zurück and welcome to Live Sculpt Micropigmentation. Today will be a little bit different than the usual sessions, and all of the following sessions in the future will also be held in English. Aber jetzt nochmal ganz kurz zurück zu Deutsch für alle, die sich jetzt fragen, huch, was ist los, bin ich auf einem anderen Kanal? Nein, wir erweitern einfach nur ein bisschen die Kommunikation. Das heißt, wir werden sowohl auf Englisch als auch auf Deutsch unsere Live-Sessions halten. Ihr könnt natürlich gerne weiterhin auf Deutsch alle eure Fragen stellen in den Kommentaren bei Facebook, bei YouTube, just to get a quick update. So we will be holding our live sessions in both English and German. You can ask your questions in English, you can ask them in German, whatever works best for you. I will be switching from English to German depending on the client that I also have here. Hi Mehmet, how are you?
Fine, thank you very much.
Mehmet is fine. Mehmet is back here for his second live session. And second session, we're doing a complete restoration of FUE, hair transplant, scars, and complete full head thickening, or how we say it is, Verdichtung we call it in German, because Mehmet's goal actually is to grow his hair long again, which is absolutely possible because he's got a good density going up here after the hair transplant. So we are boosting this density to make it look even fuller. So after that he can grow his hair back and then basically switch up his style however he likes it to be. Either grow his hair or keep it short. Now keep in mind, that's not very often the case. Very often the case after hair transplant is that the people are not very happy with the results and they cannot really grow their hair back because it's just too thin. There's not enough transplants going on. So that's not the usual case. Other news is we have our wonderful Facebook like counter and our YouTube subscriber counter. Now, as you may see, our YouTube channel is not very big at the moment, but this will change also the reason why we're holding our live sessions now in English. So if you like to use YouTube, go over to our account, show us some love, click the subscribe button and be updated with all of the sessions and all of the other videos as well. We just recorded a lot of FAQ videos where we explain basically everything that you need to know regarding the live, not the live sessions, but regarding the Sculpt Micropigmentation, or how we call it in Germany, Haarpigmentierung. Auch nochmal kurz auf Deutsch für alle. Unser YouTube-Kanal, der ist momentan noch nicht ganz so groß, deswegen geht mal rüber, youtube.com/haarpigmentierung.de und klickt auf den Abonnieren-Button. Schaut euch unsere Videos an, die wir dort auch aufgezeichnet haben. Sehr, sehr viele Videos, die den gesamten Prozess um die Haarpigmentierung auch erklären. Sprich, bin ich für eine Haarpigmentierung geeignet? Wie viel kostet das? Wie lange dauert das? Was sind das für Farben? Und. 20, 25 Videos, wenn ich mich nicht irre, haben wir schön fein säuberlich für euch aufgezeichnet. So, aber jetzt nochmal kurz für alle, die Deutsch sprechen und zuschauen. Wie gesagt, das wird jetzt ein gemischter Kanal, sowohl Englisch als auch Deutsch. Fühlt euch genauso gut bedient, bitte. Das heißt, schreibt eure Fragen auch gerne auf Deutsch in all die Kanäle rein und so weiter und so fort. Ne? War doch, glaube ich, alles verständlich, oder Mehmet?
Auf jeden Fall.
Auf jeden Fall. Okay, let's go. Now it's time to show you what we've been up to with Mehmet in today's session, or rather say, let's look at the result that we've been able to get from last session and from today's session. So, let me adjust this light a little bit. All right. Now, excellent. Now we're going to switch over to our lovely hand cam and show you all the details. All right, now we're live with our hand cam. Let me get this light a little bit off here, or let's just keep it. Now, please try to ignore this huge reflection, because what you need to focus on is this lovely density going on here in the back. You can see very well what we've been up to today. Now this is the density of the first session. It's good, it's a good basis, but this is the density of today's session. Now, all of those hair that you see here are from the hair transplant. Here you see the border of the natural hair. So what we're going to do today, basically what we do in every session, showing you live work here up front. Now what we've been up to already is also at the back. Mehmet, could you please lift your hand just a little bit? Excellent. Now what you're looking at now is a complete cover of the FUE scars, which are basically not very visible anymore. I wouldn't say they're gone completely because we have a little bit of work left to do, but since this is only the second session, I am very happy with the result because, as you might know or maybe not now, skin that is after a hair transplant is usually much rougher than skin without any hair transplant. So sometimes it's a little bit trickier to work with it. But looking at this, I'd say here you can very well see the work. Yep. Here in this area, shows through. Looking at this, I can say I'm very happy with the second session and with the result of the second session. Now this is what you see. This is already treated, also due to the little redness. You can see that, which is really, really good. Nochmal ganz kurz auf Deutsch, weil die jetzt auch gerade zuschauen. Also, zweite Sitzung. Spenderbereich FUE haben wir schon komplett durchpigmentiert. Auch hier in der Tonsur haben wir schon gearbeitet. Das heißt also, dieser Bereich ist schon komplett verdichtet. Bis hierhin sind wir schon gekommen und hier kann man wunderbar auch die Dichte sehen, und zwar den Dichteunterschied zwischen erste Sitzung und zweite Sitzung. Deutlich dichter, das kann man hier sehr, sehr schön erkennen. Bis hierhin sind wir gekommen, hier in dem Bereich werden wir jetzt arbeiten. Alright, enough with the talking, let's get to work. Now, I'm going to switch over to the overview camera for a little second, and I'm going to adjust my detail camera, and then we're going to roll. Mehmet, are you okay? Is everything good?
Yeah, everything is fine. Yes.
Position is nice?
Yes, I'm ready to rumble.
You're comfortable and you're ready to rumble. Now that's what I like to hear. Alright, now, please be so kind, come a little bit up, more up, a little bit higher to me. Yeah, that's perfect. Excellent, thank you. Is that still comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. This, and now we can switch to our all-time favorite, the split screen. Now you can see us from both angles. You can see me working, moving around, and you can also see the details up here, so you can see exactly what is going on. Now in the beginning I will block maybe a little bit of the view because I'm working a little bit from the side of the head, but then I switch over to the back and then you can see everything that is going on. Now, remember, be so kind and tilt your head a little bit to the side. Is that comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go. How's that feeling?
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Good. Now time-wise, we're gonna work for probably not more than half an hour, just so you know, and just so that you at home also know. Now since Mehmet's skin is, even after the hair transplants, taking in the color so well, we are heading for a very good result even after the second session. Now, usually I say after the first session you have approximately like 30 to 40% of your final density, and then we build up the density on the second session, which aims at 60 to 80% of the final result and the final density. And actually looking at the result right now and looking at the skin and how it reacts, I'm pretty confident that after today's session Mehmet will take home around 70 to 80% of the final result. Now we already had a very good result after the first session, since the skin was very cooperative, as I like to call it. But there was still, you could see like the edges of the natural hair density, and you could see where the transplants where there wasn't enough density with the scalp micropigmentation. But all this is getting lesser and lesser after the second session. Now usually I call the second session the wow session. Wow, because all the customers say after the second session, wow, and that's why I call it the wow session. Because it's truly, most of the time, it's a day and night difference after the second session. I mean, all of the customers are, or all of the clients are wowed after the first session. They look in the mirror and they're like, whoa, this is good, I like it. But it fades, and that's a normal part of the process. So your happiness also fades a little bit, but that's normal. We always try to prepare our clients to tell them, hey, don't be depressed, it's normal. The fading is part of the process, it's part of the game. You need to build up more density, work with a darker pigment, and build up the density over time. And the result will look much better if you build the density in layers than when you try to make maximum density in the first session. So be patient, that's always what we tell our clients. So in contrast to the first result of the first session, where people are like wowed and then they get kind of bummed that it's all fading away, or not all, but most of it is fading away, it gets very light. Then after the second session, the feeling of happiness and accomplishment, it stays actually. People are really happy. They return to the third session and say, well, okay, it faded a little bit, it's okay, I can see how it faded, but still the result we got from the second session, it made me feel really good, because they could actually tell what the final result will be like, even though it's not ready yet, but they get a feeling of how it will look, and more importantly, how they will feel. Because after the second session, usually the client can understand that they will get the exact result that they're looking for, and the exact happiness that they're looking for. And that's the most important part, if you ask me. Isn't that the most important part, Mehmet? The happiness of the whole result?
I think so.
I mean, of course it's important what other people think of you in sometimes in business environments or in other personal environments, but all of the clients, the main goal is to be happy for themselves, right?
Right, yeah.
Right. So it's always about making yourself happy and then making others happy, because the people around you, they will feel if you're happy, they should be also happy for you. Otherwise, you have the wrong people around you, I guess. Alright, now we can actually bring the detail camera a little bit closer. tucked in. Okay, a little bit further out. That's good. All right, you still comfortable?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, no, sometimes I can be annoying asking all the time, is it comfortable, is it comfortable? But hey, you're laying there and you need to feel comfortable. Right, we're moving along very well and fast, I'd even say, so that in a couple of minutes we're gonna have the half head, or the two-face as I like to call it. And then we're gonna give Mehmet a chance to look in the mirror, because as usual we will be done with half of the forehead, so he can see for himself like a before and after vision, because this part will not be treated yet from today's session, only from the first session, and this will be already treated from the second session. So you have like a split view of a before and after, which is always nice to compare. but we are gonna look at it, and you will have to wait for a second. All right, now let me. All right, I think this is on now. Yes, now we see the details. All right, focus, please. I think this will make it more visible. Yes. Here you can see very well the difference in densities. This is the first session, better than without it, but not yet very good. And here you can see the density of the second session. And if you come a little bit closer, of course it's a little bit red right now, so don't worry about that too much. Let's see if the light from here actually looks better. Yes, that looks better. But what you can see, what is coming up, is the loss of the edge, as I like to call it. I mean, usually you can see where's the natural, where's the donor area, and where's the top of the head, and it's beginning to get away. Of course, this is a little bit intense right now. It's it's fresh work, so it will get a little bit softer even after we clean it a little bit later. When we're ready, we will clean it, but still, you can tell the edge of the natural, of the donor area to the top of the head is going away, and that's our goal. And if you can see it in this way, you will always also see and be able to remove that edge in the final result. Now if you get up close here, yes, you can tell very well how much denser this side is than this side. Now this is not a complete before. We've already worked in here. As you can tell, there are some pigments in between. You can tell it here, where my finger stretches it. Or you can tell it also here. You see the stubble hair, and in between you can see the pigments, the dots that we've placed. And on this side, it's hard to even differentiate what is hair and what is the pigments, what's the dots that we've placed. And that's what we're aiming for. And this is not even completely finished. I mean, it looks as good as finished right now, but that's because it's fresh work. As soon as it fades a little bit, it's becoming lighter, and then we need to top it up with a third session, usually with a more intense pigment to make the whole work pop a little bit. Some people like to call it like a three-dimensional effect, but it's a little bit misleading. I mean, the only third dimension that you're adding is an illusion, basically. You have a difference in tones. You're using lighter pigments and you're using darker pigments, and that results in a contrast which, if applied very well, can make it look like it's a little bit three-dimensional. But don't get me wrong, this treatment is still two-dimensional, but if it can look like 3 dimensions, well, then I'm more than happy. Now,
Ja, sieht gut aus.
Sieht gut aus? Gefällt, oder?
Ja, Unterschied ist wirklich stark zu sehen, ne?
Ja, auf jeden Fall. Auf jeden Fall. So Mehmet says it's looking good, he's liking the result, and yeah, what's there not to like? I mean, it's progress, es ist ein Fortschritt, ja, es ist noch kein fertiges Ergebnis, aber ich denke, du siehst sehr, sehr gut, wo die Reise hingeht, oder?
Ja.
Vor allen Dingen, wenn du dann auch mal, ich zeige dir das mal noch mal ganz kurz, wenn du dann auch noch mal hier dir das mal so anschaust, von oben,
ja.
Ne, dann siehst du natürlich auch richtig gut, dass jetzt diese Kante zum Resthaar, zum Spenderhaar,
ja.
dass die quasi verschwindet. Und das ist ja das Ziel.
Genau, ja.
Na? I was basically repeating the same thing I said in English, that the edge to the donor area is basically going away. So, do you like it so far?
I like it, yes. This is
Excellent.
what I'm looking for.
This is what you're looking for?
Yes.
Well, you get it. No worries. No worries. Now, and back to our overview, and now I'm gonna adjust the detail camera once again, and then we are going to finish what we've started. Now we've got the right side to do. Most of the work is done, I would say, and now we have to focus on the right half. Alright, that position is excellent. Height is good. Now let's adjust this. Get this a little bit lower. Yep, that's good. Alright, that looks good. And that looks also good. Now, back to our beloved split screen. There we go. All right, Mehmet, are you ready?
Yes.
Well then, as you said it before, ready to rumble, right?
Ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble. All right, let's go. Oh man, we have a lot of people tuning in today.
How
Who
many?
do we have? Right now we have 7 viewers, but we had much more, and usually it's becoming even more crowded after that. So we've got a couple of them on YouTube right now. We have 7 viewers, no 8, no 7. We have 7 viewers on our Facebook page. Of course, Facebook is much more crowded with people right now that have liked our page. So hi to everyone. If you like our page on Facebook, you can also go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/hpigmentierung.de. It's linked basically everywhere. Just always look for the logo. Just look for the logo and you will find us. And hit the subscribe button so you can see the live sessions also in full HD, because we can stream in full HD to YouTube, not yet to Facebook. That's not our fault, Mr. Zuckerberg. You should upgrade to full HD because even phones are getting much higher resolutions. Just give the people the option. But until then, we're streaming in full HD to YouTube and in 720p to Facebook. Either way, if you get this close with the cameras, I mean, you can also see it in the overviews. You can see basically every detail. And that's also why we're doing this, because we have nothing to hide. We want to show you the process, and we want to show you the details, because this way, you know, if we have nothing to hide, there is nothing to hide, and it looks good. That's the answer. Now I need your head a little bit more to the left. Perfect. And now off to the finish line, as I like to call it, because we have left just a little bit, maybe 2-3 minutes, and then we're done and ready with today's sessions. All right, congratulations, that was your second session. Now please don't jump up because you're so happy, because I need to clean the front just a little bit, and then we're gonna look at it together. How are you feeling? All good?
Good, yeah.
Excellent. All right. Now, this cleans and cools a little bit. I think this should feel quite good. How does it feel? Is it good?
Yeah, good.
It's relaxing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not only for cleaning. I mean, there's a lot of excess color on your skin, basically from the process itself. So this part is also it is for cleaning. It is also for relaxing your skin. There are some ingredients in it so that your skin can relax and not be so red. But they're all natural. So everything that is in there is natural for relaxing. It's usually in most of the moisturizers and lotions. It is also a common ingredient. So nothing too special. Just exactly what your skin needs in this situation. This. Now this looks really nice. I really like the result of today's session, which basically always depends on the skin. I mean, the skin is one of the most important factors in getting a great result. If you take care of your skin, if your skin is genetically well prepared and not too sensitive, well, then you can expect a great result. If you have problematic skin, dry scalp, dry skin, especially in winter time, sometimes the scalp can get really dry and flaky. Take care of it. Use a shampoo that doesn't dry out your skin too much, and also apply some lotion. Keep your head moisturized, keep it well taken care of so you can get a good result of the scalp micropigmentation. Now, always when I have clients coming in that have a not so good scalp, it's maybe super sensitive or red, then I suggest to not shampoo every day, first of all. Take shampoo like every second or every third day. Use a good moisturizer, something that is very, very oily, that can really help your skin, or whatever works best for your skin. If you know what to use it, but don't dry out your scalp too much. That's the main reason why scalps are getting super dry. So yes, take care of your skin, and then you can get a great result from the scalp micropigmentation. Now, let's go to the overview. Let's take this detail camera away. And now, dear Mehmet, give me a second. Now you can have a seat over here. Alright, now we're going to look at the result up close. Alright, and we've got a wonderful result after the second session. Now, if you look really closely, then you might be able to see a little difference from here to here, but basically you cannot really tell. And this is what I'm aiming for the final result. Now, this here is a second session, not a final result. Für alle nochmal auch auf Deutsch. Das Ganze ist jetzt eine zweite Sitzung, kein fertiges Ergebnis. Das wird noch dichter, auch wenn es momentan vielleicht so ausschaut, als ob es gar nicht viel dichter werden kann. But yes, oh yeah, from that side you can see it actually, that the donor area here is still a little bit thicker and a little bit fuller than the top of the head. But this result after the second session looks really good. I'm very satisfied with the second session, and you, Mehmet, I think are also going to be very satisfied with the result. Have a look. Enjoy the view.
Yeah, looks great.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Alright. Is this what you expected? Is that was du dir vorgestellt hast?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright. And this is not ready. It's gonna be even
Okay.
a little bit better.
Fine. Great.
I mean, the look, you can basically say the following. The look that you have now,
Yeah.
and the feeling that you have now, this is what your final result will give you. Okay? Also das Gefühl,
Ja.
was man jetzt hat, nur mal für alle, die jetzt auf Deutsch zuschauen, das Gefühl, was man jetzt hat und dieser Look, den man jetzt hat, das ist auch das, was man vom Endergebnis erwarten kann. Ja, das ist jetzt noch frisch, das heißt, die Pigmente sind natürlich auch intensiver, als sie letztendlich sein werden, aber im Prinzip sieht das jetzt schon aus wie ein fertiges Ergebnis. Wenn man das jetzt abheilt, dann wird man nochmal ein bisschen nacharbeiten müssen.
Yeah.
So, because this result is fresh, it looks more intense than the final result. So when this fades, we need to top it off with a third session. And then the final result will look basically like what you're seeing now.
Yeah.
So I'm always saying, ich sage immer, eine frische Sitzung sieht immer aus, ist immer ein Blick in die Zukunft. Eine frische erste Sitzung sieht aus wie eine abgeheilte zweite. Eine frische zweite sieht aus wie eine abgeheilte dritte. Und eine frische dritte ist dann meistens etwas zu dunkel und wenn sie dann abgeheilt ist, dann sieht sie gut aus. And once again on English, I always have like a metaphor that I like to tell. I always tell that a fresh result is basically a glimpse into the future. What I mean by that is when you look at a first session, then it's super intense and it's not going to stay like that. So a fresh first session looks like a healed second session, and a fresh second session looks and feels like a healed third session, and a fresh third session usually looks and feels like it's too much, but when it fades and gets a little bit softer, then it looks most of the time perfect. Some people of course need a fourth session, but that is not always the case. So now we're gonna switch over to the overview real quick. Oh, and we're gonna do like the turn. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. So we're gonna do that. You can give the mirror to me. Now I'm gonna take that away. Now we're gonna look at you from all the sides. So please be so kind and turn around and show us what we've done today from all the sides. Now keep in mind, guys, this is full FUE correction and top of the head correction. So full head, full FUE correction looks really good to me. Now I need a smile and a thumbs up. Now, all right, now I'm gonna actually put down the camera here. And now off to our all-time favorite wellness treatment. We've got the hot towel coming in. Just give me a quick second, because this is really nice. It is still very hot in Berlin, so it's a little bit sweaty. Now enjoy your wellness. Most of the viewers that friends and family who watch this part, they say, oh, you look like two cats that wash yourselves. But basically this is a hot towel and it's very refreshing after a session, so enjoy, but not on the scalp micropigmentation, just for the face. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot, but it's good.
Yeah. Feels really good.
It is. It is. Whew.
Thanks a lot.
No worries. You're welcome. So now, oh, my face is red, but yes, that's part of the hot towel experience. We hope you've enjoyed this show in German and in English. Thank you for tuning in. Vielen Dank fürs Einschalten. For everybody who's new to this page, who is maybe listening in English, there's a lot more English content coming up. These live sessions, they will be held in English and of course also in German. Keine Sorge, wir werden Deutsch und Englisch weiterhin bedienen, gar keine Frage. Ihr könnt uns in allen Sprachen gerne schreiben, auch kommentieren. Wir versuchen natürlich Deutsch und Englisch können wir sofort beantworten, Russisch auch. Alles andere versuchen wir natürlich immer zu übersetzen, aber Englisch, Deutsch, alles kein Problem, sofort. Ja, von daher vielen lieben Dank an alle, die gerade eingeschaltet haben. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Give our YouTube channel some love. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, just look for the logo. And Mehmet, thank you very much.
Thank you, yeah.
It was a pleasure. I hope you had a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
And I hope you really liked the result. And we're gonna see each other for our third session in approximately 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Or maybe later. 3 to 4 weeks is what we always recommend after the second session, so that the skin can properly heal, and when the client, in this case Mehmet, returns, we can exactly see what we need to do more. Maybe go a little bit intenser with the pigment choice, or just fill up the density. So, thanks again for tuning in. Stay tuned, like the Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I hope, guys, we will see you soon. Take care, have a good night, and have a good day wherever you're watching from. Bye bye!